live, and it's Friday night. It's live on the Christian Show. It's live. Bernie Sanders, Father Menace, Christian on the Christian Show, and it's live. It's live, and it's Friday night on the Christian Show. On the Christian Show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's live and it's Friday night, and it's the Christian Show.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Father Menace, for that one. Well, hello, YouTube. Thank you for joining tonight. Oh my gosh. What it's Friday. It's Passover Friday. Welcome all. Welcome. Oh my goodness. Fred's in here. Disabled Vets Perspective. Warhorse. Kristen K. Abigail. Who else is in here? Bob. Hey, you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming. Yeah. So Warhorse, I know you won. And I know you're probably really looking forward to this. We did explain this last night, but we have a little bit of bad news. But we do have a bit of good news too. So, unfortunately, Father got injured, so we are going to have to postpone the dare for next Friday. But I'm going to make it up to you guys. I do. I have a very special guest. Now, before you guys say anything about the special guest, before you get upset or, click off, I just have an open mind, just for a little bit. Because tonight we have a very, very, very special guest. He's on his way. Should I tell him? Or do you want to tell him, Father?
No, you can tell him. You can tell him.
Okay. Tonight, we're going to have Bernie Sanders on my show. Yes, that's right. You heard it right. Bernie Sanders is going to be on my show. So just, have an open mind, get some questions ready for him because he's going to be on tonight. He's a busy man, making his millions and trying to convince other people that we should pay lots of money in taxes. Why he gets away with it, but just be open-minded. See what he has to say. Maybe there's a good reason we should pay taxes and he shouldn't. I don't know. We don't know, right?
Well, yes. Next Friday, the dare will commence. I have an injury on my right side, my lower back. If I want to do this dare, I want to actually have fun doing it, and I don't want to be all bent over and miserable. It's actually starting to heal up.
Good. I'm glad.
But it's an injury I've had for a while, and I re-injured it last week, and it just it takes forever. It's actually a couple of muscles in my lower back. It just takes forever for some reason, but I'm stretching and it's starting to work it out. So yes, that intro was actually live. If anyone's wondering. That was done live.
Thank you, Father. That was awesome. I'm so honored. You guys, I've got the greatest panel ever. Yes. And Sidekick Nick, he couldn't make it tonight because I guess, did I hear that right? Was he on that date again with that one guy that he met in the last dare?
Oh, you mean
Chunk or whatever?
Snuffleupagus?
Yeah.
I think so. I think Nick is starting to realize. I mean, he's discovered something about himself, and I think he wants to explore it more.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. But it's you think he would be concerned about his paycheck, but obviously whoever this person is that he met on a dare is more important than food.
Yeah. Well, I think he's just hell-bent on trying to discover himself,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, welcome the Republic Tea Room. Oh my goodness. Or should we say, is that Texas RN? I think that's who you are. But yeah, so yeah, that's why Nick is not here. But we love him anyways. We love him and accept him, and we'll pray for him.
Yeah, exactly. We're
So
gonna have to pray.
yeah, definitely. And you guys, give big thumbs up for Father and that wonderful intro. And just in case you guys didn't know, I know this was like really hidden under the rock and stuff, but I know you probably don't know this. The Mueller report came out.
Yeah, it came out all right. What did we discover? Well, it's one giant hoax for 2 years. We'd spent $20 million, I guess. And
Oh
we
my
discovered that the president said the big F word. Oh,
like, who hasn't said the F word? I'm not a big user, and I'm not saying that I don't use it. I'm not a big user of it, but who hasn't said it?
exactly. Can you imagine how many? I mean, let's face it. Forget about Barrio Toro. Forget about Bush. We could go. Let's talk about Lyndon Baines Johnson. If you want to talk about a foul-mouthed, disgusting president, LBJ and his foul mouth. Give me a break.
Yeah. And you know what research says? People who cuss are usually typically more honest than most.
Uh-oh. Well,
yeah.
Man, I'm way too on. How many times do I say the F word?
You say a lot. I think you are the biggest contributor to the swear jar.
I'm trying not to say it, but
You've been really good lately, I have to say.
I'm trying not to. It just seems like that word fits so perfectly so many times.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so that was his big whole naughtiness, inappropriateness. I know. Okay, let's get the impeachment started.
CNN and MSNBC just crying in their Cheerios and Fruit Loops.
They need a hug. But yeah, so in the meantime, Nancy Pelosi is like, hey, Brexit, you can't happen. We're not going to give you any money. It was like, who the hell are you, girl? Come on, back off. You don't when did she become part of royalty? Did I miss something?
No, she's not part of royalty. She needs to get off her throne at her vineyard mansion, and she needs to take a stroll through her district with all the needles, hypodermic needles, and human feces everywhere. That's what she needs to pay attention to, not Brexit.
Oh, hello, Leo's in the house too. Oh my goodness, an wingless angel. Wow, we got it.
Wingless angel.
Dude, you know what? I don't see him in here. Douche. I love him. The great douchebag. I love him. He's like this nucleus of this orbit of conservative awesomeness people. Is that a
one-liners?
Mm-hmm. And then he infuses it with his hysterical, funny, amazing one-liners. Douche, I hope you're hearing this. I love you, dude. That's and thank you for all this. Thank you for your support. Thank you for connecting us. You're just awesome. That's all I have to say.
Just yesterday, when you're talking about Brexit,
mm-hmm.
It's weird because I'm looking at plane tickets now to leave for Europe. Which I'll have to do this show from Europe.
Okay.
Because my daughter is going to be she'll be studying there in the summer, so I got to get ready for this. But anyways, I'm looking for tickets, and then I go to this restaurant that I usually go to. I go to sit at the bar. I'm waiting for my food. I ordered it, and I'm sitting, and this elderly couple's next to me. And sure enough, where are they from? England. And they were pushing 70. They probably weren't 70 years old yet. They were, but anyways, I was talking to them. They lived in London, just on the outskirts of London. I was talking to them about Brexit and everything. And course, people in England, if anybody doesn't know this, they call Theresa May, they call her Treasonous May. That's what they call her, Treasonous May, because she really wasn't elected, and she's just a puppet.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I was talking to them, and they were telling me, I was like, "What is going on in England? I mean, this is what happened to that. What happened to England?" So they were telling me that everything that's going on there, and about Brexit, and that the people want Brexit. All the what you would call blue collar working people, you would make a comparison from the United States to England. So the working class in England want Brexit, and all the business owners, the people who have fishing villages, they've had a fishing in their family for hundreds of years. They want Brexit. They want to get out of that authoritarian nightmare.
Mm. It's definitely a socialism type of mentality, and it's got to go. I think they're really scared of what's going on in France is going to happen to them, because I mean they've already seen it, and and then too, like in Sweden, the rape cases are continuing to go up too. So with all this mass immigration of these other countries, the rape cases, and it's not the Swedish men who are doing it, it's the immigrants that are doing it.
Yeah,
And
no, it's not this native Swedish men raping their own females. No,
we're
exactly.
talking 1,000% increase in rapes in Sweden. 1,000%. That's a lot. That's just it's sad, because and I was talking to somebody today. He's one of my favorite nurses. I love him. I love him. But he's a hardcore Democrat, hardcore well, I wouldn't say hardcore progressive, but he's definitely a hardcore. And we kind of grew up in the same area, but not. I don't know. So anyways, we were having, and he's like, "Chrissy, you seem a lot more racist lately." And I was like, "What?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, you don't seem as open-minded." And because people would actually thought I was Democrat. And I was like, "No, I've never been Democrat. I'm a loving person. I love everybody. Just because I don't believe what you believe doesn't mean I don't love you, or I don't want to give you kindness or anything like that." But, and I was thinking about what he said today, and all this, like, it's like, because I've been really hard on Ilhan Omar in the last week or so, because she's just really irritated me, because I feel like I'm on the attack because I'm a white nationalist, and she's using these racist innuendos, or actually she's not innuendo. She's directly saying I'm, because I'm a white nationalist, I'm racist, and it's like, you know what, you little
you can say it.
Twat, you little twat. And that's the thing. It's like, I'm giving the appearance of being racist because I said, take your head rag and don't stick it where sunshine. I didn't use hijab.
That's not racist.
I didn't use burqa. And two, it's not racist because he said, it's not racist, it's prejudice. And it's like,
it's not prejudiced either.
It's like, no, this ideology, I don't hate Muslims, I hate Islam. And
in other words,
and the radicals that come with it.
In other words, your friend would rather hang around with people that are not honest about expressing their inner feelings. He'd rather hang around with people that are just yes people that just go along lockstep. They stand in line, drink the Kool-Aid. Is that it?
He's like really smart. Like, when he was always one of my top nurses. He's like, my reputation in my circle of, sphere is a lot because of him, because, he was my top nurse. He gave me my reputation, and he's like this brilliant, amazing nurse. And, he knows his stuff, and it just like blows mine, and it kind of makes me sad too, because it's like he could be, like I'm not understanding why he can't see this. So we have a lot of debates. And they're very spirited, but we still love each other
Is
at
he
the end
going to
of
be
the day.
watching this?
I don't know. Sometimes he does. I'll send it to him because I'm going
Uh-oh.
to say I talked about you. I
Uh-oh.
actually begged him to be on the show. I'm like, dude, come on the show. Come on the show. He probably will.
I mean,
'Cause he thinks he's gonna try to spoil me.
I'd rather stand toe to toe with somebody who just speaks their mind,
Mhm,
and I know who they are. You know what I mean? I
mhm.
want to know who somebody is.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, you observe, you think about what you're seeing, and then you formulate, what you're seeing, and then you express it. That's not prejudice or racism.
No.
And and because you got mad and said she could take her her picnic tablecloth off her head, and I mean that's a bit of adult humor. I mean, for God's sakes, what happened to people being able to just shrug it off and laugh it off? Why is everybody so uptight about every little word? I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like it's become like, yeah, I said something snarky to her, and but yeah, it was a bit of humor in it, and I don't want to be reflected, or I don't want to have that reflection on me of being that type of person, but she just irritates the crap out of me. And she gives Islam and Muslims a bad name because it's like, I love my neighbors, and they're good people, but yeah. Anyways, so that was my that was my afternoon. Kim Lala Joe, welcome. Douchebags in the house. Melvin. Arcus Rise. Who else is in here? Warhorse. Freedom for All. Wow. Full house tonight. Thank you guys for joining. Everybody.
Here.
So, in case for all the new people, Friday nights is our dare night, and so usually we pick somebody from the chat. We draw for numbers, and whoever wins gets to pick somebody from the panel. It's either me, Father, Sidekick Nick. Sometimes we have DA and Chris in the house, and so you get to pick any one of those, and including myself. And you get to pick us to do a funny dare, and then we record it or we play it live. And so tonight was our second night, and unfortunately, because of unseen first circumstances, we're gonna have to postpone it. But we have a special guest coming up in a little bit, and I'm gonna check on him and see where
it's gonna
he's at.
happen. The dare's gonna happen. Believe me, it'll happen. It's all gonna happen next Friday. Not unless, for some reason, Florida gets some sort of bizarre hurricane, unseasonal hurricane or something.
Okay. Arcus Rise. Douchebag is is it Mo? No, it's not Mo. Arcus Rise. Channel. No, we're actually having Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait till we have him on. That buck teeth. I mean, he looks like, if anybody is familiar with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original, which was made in the early 70s, Bernie Sanders and the grandfather in the original Willy Wonka, they're the same. If you don't believe me, just go back and look for pictures right now. Watch the movie tomorrow. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Angel has a good piece of advice. What's in there? My mom had a great advice when she was alive. She said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it anyways. People need to hear some truth. True. Oh, say it anyway. People need to hear the truth. You're so true. She's so true. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so what else is new? We're waiting for our guest
Well, I
here.
mean, it's just the Mueller report was just a complete sham.
Mm-hmm.
For 2 years, we should have to endure this endless this crybaby session of the left. The thing is there are no more liberals. They're leftists. Forget about that. People keep saying liberal this, liberal that. There are no more liberals on the left. They're gone. They're gone. They've
Oh,
been gone.
oh, we have the Socialist Party now. I mean, that the left is now a Socialist Party.
Yeah, I mean, Republicans or like myself, we're more liberal. I mean, if you think about it, it's an idea of of, for instance, let's talk about the early days of the Republican Party, where they were coming together and talking about, well, I don't think it's a good idea, or it's not a Christian way to keep human beings chained up like animals. So it's either going to stop or we're just going to go to war over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's getting to that point. I think they've already declared war on us with the mass immigrations, with if you guys look at what's going on a global scale and look at what's going on here and compare it, this is all by design. You cannot say that there's not a globalist cabal that is trying to overthrow these smaller governments, and they're trying to take over. It's going on. I You can't deny it. Like, if you really take a deep look at it, and you really, I know it's a lot of time consuming. That's why you guys come to me and come here. But anyways, but yeah, don't take people's word for it too. Because I've said things on here that I didn't mean to lie or draw anybody's attention in the wrong direction, but I've said some things out of mistake or just slip of the tongue.
Ooh,
So
really? What happened to the tongue? What happened to the tongue?
Father,
I'm under control. Well, I mean, can you imagine if we lost the Revolutionary War to England?
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine? Well, I mean, look at England now. Look at
Mhm.
Great Britain now. I mean, that's where we would be. Yeah.
Canada is kind of like, I still don't understand the whole Canada.
Well, I mean, the Queen of England, the royal family, they run Canada.
Yeah. And they have socialist medicine,
yeah.
and it's a flop. It's a flop. I mean, people can't if you have to have like a non-emergency surgery, you can be waiting years before you get it.
Yeah. Exactly. Open heart surgery or whatever. It's like, oh, well, I guess I better, go to the United States and get this done before I drop dead.
Yeah, and what the left is trying to propose is actually worse than what Canada has. So they're trying to propose in the bills that they're trying to pass is basically stating that even if you have, because like at least in Canada, if you have money, you can bypass it and go to a private doctor and get whatever you need. But they're trying to pass a bill saying you can't even do that. Like if there's a long line, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to stay, you're going to have to wait your turn. It doesn't matter. And it was just, okay, hold on a second. Bernie's calling.
Oh, really? Is it on his Obama? Is it on an Obama phone? I got my Obama phone.
Some technical difficulties right now, so we're trying to figure it out.
Oh, well, I mean, when you're under socialism, nothing works.
Exactly. Where is he? Okay.
Is he getting permission from AOC? Does he have to check in with her first?
Okay, hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
He's listening to us right now.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. Bring in the socialist. For some reason, I keep seeing your.
Okay, so we're unable to get him on live stream, but we're gonna have to call him. Hold on.
Man, we're really having some technical difficulties.
Sorry, you guys. I don't have the fancy OBS or whatever running system, but you know. Okay.
Well, OBS is a pain in the ass to learn. It's free, but it's a pain in the ass. I guess the Obama phone's not working.
Okay, hold on. Is this Mr. Sanders? All right, let's try to set you up here. Okay.
What I'm trying to tell you is the top 1%. Okay? The top 1% is the problem. Always has been, always will be.
So the top 1% is a problem. Okay. I mean, what are you talking
and the
about?
other thing is, healthcare is a human right.
Uh-oh. So we're already in a disagreement. Healthcare is a human right, right?
Yes.
But who's going to pay for it?
What we'll do is we'll tax the 1%, and they'll pay for everybody. The top 1%.
The top 1%. Hey, Bernie, I heard you want to raise taxes to 51%. Is that true?
Yes, but it won't affect anybody except for the top 1%.
So if I pay 50, so you're expecting me to pay 51%?
Yes, but what you don't understand is this: when the top 1% pays for it, everybody's paying the same.
That doesn't. Where's your math coming from, Bernie?
They're not listening. Okay, on top of that, the other thing, a human right, free college.
Free college. Hey, Bernie, I have a question for you. Did you give 51% of your taxes this year?
I just became a millionaire, and I will give 51% of what I made before I was a millionaire. Yes.
But what about what you made now? Would you donate 51%
Well,
of that?
That would be on the taxes for next year.
So are you going to pay that?
Listen, the top 1% is the problem. Okay? Healthcare is a human right. And free college for everybody.
Okay, but you're not answering any of the questions, Mr. Sanders. I want to know, are you going to donate? If you didn't have to pay, let's say Trump wins 2020, would you still pay 51% of your taxes and donate them?
Oh, he's going to win.
I will not claim the $1 million that I made off the book sales because it was donated. So it's different, not a problem. But I will. Off of what I make is my normal job, yes.
So you are going to donate it?
Yes. What?
Hey, Bernie.
What you need to understand is the top 1% is the problem.
Hey, you guys, just
You
one
have
second.
people like the Walden and the Koch brothers, and they're the problem. Top 1%. And people shouldn't have to live in the street.
Hey, Bernie. You hear me, Bernie? Do you hear me?
Hello?
I'm here, Bernie. I want you to answer me. I want you to answer a question.
Hello?
I'm here.
Hello?
I'm here. I want you to answer a question, Bernie.
I think we're getting jammed up.
That's because you have an Obama phone.
Hello?
Hey, socialism doesn't work, Bernie. I want to know why you were removed from a hippie commune in Israel back in the 1960s. Hello, Bernie. I guess that Obama phone is just not working. So much for socialism. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing a technical difficulty, mainly because Bernie Sanders is using an Obama phone. All right. So maybe, just maybe, I can. Let me see here. What do I got? Let me see. Maybe I could play something. Let me see here. Let me fiddle around. Hold on, everybody. Let me go through all my.
I'm back. Is everybody still here? Sorry. Nick, are you still there?
Oh my God. Did you take too much X-Lax?
I'm so sorry, you guys. There was. Did we lose Bernie?
I guess the Obama phone quit working.
Let me see if I can get him back. I'm sorry, you guys. There was a delivery I've been waiting for, and I didn't think they would deliver at 10 o'clock at night. So. But anyway.
Oh my God.
All right.
That's what happens when it's live.
I know, you guys. It's live. Donna, thanks for coming in tonight. All right. you guys stuck with me. Thank you.
Tell me Bernie can't figure out Hangouts.
Bernie.
Why did you hang up on me?
I didn't, sir. I'm so sorry. My apologies. I there was a delivery at the door, and I had to take care of it.
It was probably Trump jamming the system.
No, Bernie, it wasn't Trump jamming the system. It was it was a delivery.
I'll tell you, Trump hasn't followed through on any of his promises.
He hasn't come through any of his promises? Like what?
Not one. He said he was going to build the wall. Is there a wall? No wall.
Well, it's being built, Bernie, but if you would have actually voted for it, it would have been done a lot quicker.
Said he was going to lower taxes, and the only people was the top 1%. Everybody else has to pay more.
I paid less this year. And I'm not in the top 1%.
You're probably poor. That's the only people that will get the break.
Yeah. Well, I live in California. Everybody's poor in California.
Back to what I was saying. The top 1% is the problem. Okay? And the top 1% will pay for everybody's university. It's a human right. Healthcare.
But okay, so the government already runs the healthcare for the veterans, and it's a mess. So how would you improve the healthcare to make sure that everybody got the healthcare they deserve? There's a difference. Healthcare for everybody versus healthcare they deserve are two different things.
It's a human right. It doesn't matter if you are in the service or if you are selling crack cocaine. It's a
Stop
human
repeating yourself, you buffoon.
We have a caller, Father from the panel says, stop repeating yourself, you buffoon.
What?
Yes, Father Menace from our panel said, stop repeating yourself, you big buffoon. And
what I tell you, this is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm going to promise you. If I win, the top 1% is going to pay the most, and the middle class is disappearing. That's when I get into presidency.
As Bernie, what it was like working on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
We
jobs.
we have a question for you. How was it to work at Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
I did not work at Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory.
We have somebody from the panel says you're a baby killer.
I have never killed a baby in my life. Not one.
Do you believe in abortion?
I believe it, yes.
See, there you go. Does anybody in the chat have a question for Bernie?
Exist? Does it not exist?
Ask,
I believe in it. It's real.
ask Mr. Socialism why he was kicked out of a hippie commune in Israel in the 1960s because he was fondling women.
Hello?
Yes, there was a question for you. How come you were kicked out of Israel at a hippie commune for inappropriately fondling women?
That's true. That story is not true. That's propaganda brought forth by the Trump campaign to smear me because he knows 2020 coming for him. Okay, what happened was I smoked too much hashish and they kicked me out.
Do you have any last words, Mr. Sanders?
Yes, the top 1%. It's the reason this country is in the drain. Free healthcare for everybody, right?
The top.
And free college, free universities for everybody, human right. And free government cheese for everybody, it's a human right. And
all right. Well, thank you, Bernie. Thank you for calling in.
Sandwiches.
And bologna sandwiches. All right, Bernie.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate your call. No?
But I'm not done. I'm not done talking about the 1%.
Well, we got it. I'm pretty sure we got it.
The 1% pays most of the taxes, you dummy.
I don't think you're hearing.
I got.
The top 1%.
All right, Bernie. Thank you for calling in.
Don't hang up on me. The top 1% is the problem.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Goodbye.
Bernie.
Goodbye, you clown.
Oh my goodness gracious.
He should just dye that hairy horseshoe red, Ronald McDonald red.
Oh, no kidding, right? Well, you could have the whole like you know what we should get is one of those like Volkswagen bugs for the DNC, right?
Yeah.
And so all the clowns can fit in it. You can put AOC, like, but who would drive it? Would it be Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff?
Well, who would drive it would be Dianne Feinstein's Chinese spy.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
Chinese spy that was working for her for how long? How many years? He can drive it.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be good. That would, I think, would be really good.
Why isn't she removed from office?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them need to be removed, but I mean, but there's some little they threw out some little things out. Our Mr. AG threw out yesterday. He says that they're continuing investigation. There is an investigation going on in Mueller's tactics in Tennessee. So they're going to investigate why this happened, because I mean, if anybody has followed this and they followed this as known that the dossier was fake, it was, you have a group of people who openly, admittedly say they hate Trump. So you think that investigation is not going to be biased? You don't think that the things that were said and done were not going to be biased? I mean, come on. And then the whole Mueller report, he's like, oh, and by the way, this caught me. It was like, oh, by the way, I was told to do all this stuff. That's what the Mueller report was like. I was told to do all this stuff, and yeah.
By who? By who? Hillary, the Empress Hillary.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, Queen Barry and King Michael.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but this is, and I talked about this last night, and I really, really think, because there were some other things that came out in the report, going into my conspiracy theories here, but there is definitely conspiracy. So it's just my theory at this point, because we confirmed that there was definitely conspiracy. My theory is because everybody's like, well, Jeff Sessions, this would have not happened if Jeff Sessions would have stayed there. I agree. But I think, well, hello, Nick Burns.
This guy?
So can you turn down your mic, dude? We can hear you in the car. Did you go on a date?
I can't turn my mic down. You have to turn it down.
Oh, that's right. You're always making me do the work here.
You know what? I mean,
oh no, here it starts. But no, okay, so back to what I was saying, is that Jeff Sessions, if he did not recuse himself,
Keebler elf.
Yeah. So in order to catch these people and catch all the leakers and catch all the liars and all the basically the cabal that tried to overthrow the government, he had to recuse himself. Jeff Sessions did it on purpose, knowing that this was the only way, because his lawyers, Trump's lawyers, and this is what they're trying to use to get him on obstruction now, is his lawyers told him to stop, because he was trying to stop this madness, and they didn't want him to stop it because they wanted to catch these idiots. And here's what they do. I love Dan Bongino. I follow him. I have coffee with him every morning, not like face to face. I watch him on YouTube. But anyways, I listen to him, and one of the things he kind of said is the way that they find out a leak is they tell one person one thing, like, okay, we're going to hit this house, on this time. But they throw off one piece of the puzzle to each person, and then they know who the leaker is. So like, let's say I tell Nick, okay, we're going to go, rob this house on Tuesday at 4:00. And I tell you in confidential, oh, we're going to rob this house on Friday at 6:00, but the cops aren't there on Tuesday. We know Nick is the snitch, right?
I know snitch.
Oh, we all know Nick. Nick has already robbed these houses anyways.
So
Snitches get stitches, son.
so that to me is like, I think this is why Sessions did what he did. There was talk about Mueller was a gray hat. I don't think Mueller was a gray hat. I don't think he was a black hat turned white. I think Mueller was a black hat the entire time. You know, my ideas of who and what he was has flip-flopped, but now that the report has come out, he's definitely CYA-ing it, and he's definitely trying to paint Trump still with a cloud over his head. And so yeah, so that, I mean, to me, that's kind of like what happened. I mean, that's my theory, so I could be wrong.
I just think the Keebler elf was old and incompetent and needed to go.
Keebler elf.
Yeah, so you had Bernie Sanders on tonight.
You said he was coming on early. I had a gig tonight, so I couldn't come on at 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where?
Sure.
In a tent near a mountain called
You
Brokeback.
know what? F off, bro. Yeah, because it doesn't sound like I'm driving on the freeway at all, does it?
It sounds like the sounds of Michigan. Shitty
It does.
roads.
Well, you're also hearing all the tools for the job that I don't have, for the business that I don't own in the back of my work van too. But
Douchebag says Bernie Sanders is stupid if he thinks he can take on the Federal Reserve. Trump cannot take on the Federal Reserve, but that doesn't mean he won't try.
The sounds
Donna White
of
says,
Michigan.
no, Nick, snitches wind up in ditches.
that's what's up, Donna?
Especially
What
if
up?
you're, I know Donna's here. We
Where
love
you been?
Donna.
You don't write, you don't call, you
Uh-oh.
don't do anything.
Is there a breakup between Donna and Nick?
You don't write nothing.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
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 Boop, 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 boop.
Oh.
Yeah, so and then too we got the left is just hysterical, like some of the stuff that they're saying, and they'll take part of the report and take it totally out of context, and it's just
Yeah.
hilarious to
They're
see
going
how
to keep
they're
harping on this thing with Trump, upset and using the F word. They're going to beat that thing to death.
Like seriously, who cares?
Well, then they're going to try to say, well, they're going to do a new investigation on obstruction. So he was obstructing a case on a false case, like by doing what a president does. I mean, here's the thing: like all of the scandals. Here's the thing: is he didn't use any executive privileges, none. And the redaction was only 8% of the report.
Right.
So, and the only parts that were redacted were actually investigations that are currently going on.
Right.
So, yeah.
He could have used
We should be
every
able to
mechanism.
see we should be able to see everything on it, even stuff that we're not supposed to know about.
Oh, yeah, because, we want to let. And here's the thing: there was so many, with Dianne Feinstein. If your administration or your campaign or your support team has maybe possible ties, you let that person know so they can do something about it. Like Dianne Feinstein, fired her because, after 20 years of having the same person, I'm sure she had no clue that he was a Chinese spy.
I didn't know.
Or
No clue.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And, the fact that her husband has business in China has nothing
to do with it
at all. Mm-mm.
No,
Chicken in China,
nothing.
the Chinese chicken.
No, or Biden's
Biden's family. Yeah.
has no ties to China.
China.
Yeah. That
None.
sounds scandalous to me,
Excuse me.
Woo!
Sorry.
Oh
Damn.
my goodness. Wow. Dory's here. But yeah, it's it just cracks me up that these people actually think that we believe this stuff.
I want a president. He's a businessman. I want a businessman to use the F word. Okay. I mean, if he's not, you know what I mean? What kind of a twinkle toes do we have in the office? We don't have a twinkle toes in the office. We got a bulldozer.
Oh yeah, I mean, what he's done with what
Got a
he
wrecking
has,
ball.
with what was against him, is just to me is amazing. And you know, it was just, it's, you know, to me it's amazing that people actually don't get it. Like, it's so blatant, so obvious to me. Am I lost? Is there something in the water? I know I live in California.
He said the F word. He's upset.
But yet the left uses the F word all the time. There's such
Oh,
a
yeah.
hypocrisy.
They're
It's
the
like,
worst.
Uh-uh.
The worst offenders, you know, they're the ones.
No
they're the,
way.
you know, yeah, they're the ones throwing stones at a glass house. They're the finger pointers. All of them, you know, like, oh, I'm a you know, all the men. Well, I'm a feminist and I'm down with the woman cause. Meanwhile, we find out for years this guy's been beating his girlfriends and his wives and whatever. I mean, what a bunch of phonies.
oh yeah, and then too, if they're part of one of the minority parties, they pull out the minority. Oh, he's doing it because he's racist or misogynistic or blah 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 blah.
You know,
blah,
the
blah.
United States, the Republic of the United States, is a country of becoming somebody. You know what I mean? Pulling your bootstraps up and becoming somebody, figuring out who you are, and becoming your own person. You know, staking your own claim in life, taking a risk, not being a professional victim. It was never about waking up every day and being a professional victim crybaby.
Oh, it's exactly what it is. They're professional victims. I mean, like, look at AOC. We were on Carl's Opinion tonight, so you guys sub to Carl's Opinion. He's freaking awesome. Love him. I think you guys already are. Everybody I in here is from Carl's Opinion, but they were talking tonight about how AOC, and she's this paid actress, and you look at all the talking heads, they're all actors. You know,
Let's just refer her to as the bartender.
yeah, you know, it's like you're trying to tell me this 29-year-old bartender with little life experience knows so much with her bachelor's of what is she has bachelor's in
Liberal arts.
Economics.
yeah, liberal arts and a minor in economics.
Yes.
And she, you know, kicks out Amazon, saying that she's going to bring jobs for all, then turns around and kicks Amazon out. And, you know, and with her wailing arms is going to tell us that we're going to die in 12 years because of cow farts.
Well, she's a bartender. She's, you know what? Like, remember, we were talking about this before. I want to see her actually make drinks because I don't believe it. I believe if you were to do an investigation on her and people that worked with her, they would tell her that she was the shittiest bartender. She couldn't, you know, I mean, all her drinks sucked. She couldn't make anything, you know, everything was just a mess. I don't believe it. I think she was probably just, you know, that's all just talk, you know. Oh, it's a bartender. I bet you she was barely a bartender.
Yeah, I think
She lied about where she grew up.
I
who she is.
can make beer.
yeah, they put her in the Bronx for 6 months so she can just have the address. You know, she wants to be Jenny from the block. She ain't.
Somebody pulls up to the bar. Yeah, let me get a gin and tonic, a Bloody Mary, and Jack and Coke. I can make bottled beer.
Wait, do you want that out of the bottle or tap? Yeah.
We only have 2 types of beers here. We have Bud Light and we got Budweiser.
Yeah, it's crazy. It you got like, you know,
like.
Alyssa Milano. Alyssa Milano actually had the audacity to bring scripture into trying to justify abortion.
Brunhilde.
Okay, a porn star talking about scripture to justify murder. Yeah. Sure.
well, if she was a porn star, she did a very poor job of it.
Who was a porn star?
Alyssa Milano.
She wasn't a porn star.
Yes, she was. You could Google it and it will come up. I
Whatever,
promise.
whatever,
She-
Bob.
She did. She did some lesbian scene in some stupid movie. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say it was softcore or something, but I mean,
She was also in Poison Ivy, but
yeah.
that was not porn. Come on, guys. Bob. She did porn, I'm telling you.
Well,
I
look
know
at
you-
porn to me.
She's more of
Well,
She's
then you
more-
look like you do porn every time you take a bath then. I saw
She's-
some titties.
yeah, she's more of like she lives in Calabasas, California, and Chrissy Ann. I mean, she knows. I mean, if
My
anyone,
neighbor.
yeah, I mean, if anybody, if you haven't been to Southern California, well, Calabasas is it's you go to the San Fernando Valley, and then you drive towards the ocean into the mountains. It's a mountainous area full of, I mean, these homes are like what $20 million, $50 million homes.
Chump change.
Yeah, so she lives in her mansion in Calabasas. She has no clue. She's never worked a real job in her life. I mean, from day one, she's been acting. She's never worked in a 7-Eleven, at a cash register. She's never done anything that would like a regular person goes through the struggles and the trials and tribulations of life, of being poor and a crappy job and this, that, and that, which builds character and wisdom and all that. She has no clue.
Struggle's real.
None. No. Well, I mean, here's the thing. They selected her not to appeal to the educated, to people with common sense and life experience. Her job is to actually to cater to the younger ones. I mean, here they are. They're trying to raise the age of gun ownership,
Lower.
and
Oh.
then lower the age of voting. So they
Yeah.
want 16-year-olds whose frontal lobe is not even close to being fully developed, and they want to make them voters. These are the people eating Tide Pods.
Dude,
Yeah.
18-year-olds are not responsible enough to own a firearm, but they're way too old to be responsible to vote.
Yeah,
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, to vote for the person who has the nuclear codes.
Right.
Yeah, pretty soon it'll be, let's lower it to, I don't know, maybe 12 or 10 years old. Pretty soon you'll have like kids going into the voter precincts going, I'm going to vote for unicorns and rainbows, and everybody should get free candy.
Free candy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Hey, just a quick reminder, everybody hit the thumbs up in this video, please.
Oh yeah, if you guys can do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, because well, we got trolls in there trying to always thumbs down, so that would show me a lot of love.
That
And it
would be
keeps Nick
helpful.
happy.
It keeps me happy.
And Father too, keeps Father happy.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of things that keep me happy. You know what I'm talking about?
And you told you, hey, you know what I'm saying? Tony Montana. Tony Montana.
Hey, I was watching Scarface last night.
Thank you, Warhorse. You were watching Scarface last night. How'd that go?
Well, I mean, I've seen the movie like 150 times, you know.
I've never
No.
seen it.
I've never seen it either.
You've never seen? Oh my God. Well, anyways, I don't know. Maybe I should. No, I'm not going to ruin it. Never mind. Never mind.
I don't
Anyways,
I don't really have any plans to see it, so you're not going to ruin anything. So go ahead.
oh, I mean, one day you're going to just stumble across the movie and go, okay, I'll watch it.
I've seen excerpts of it. I mean, I'm not a
What-
movie person, so
His, in the movie, his sister, I used to date this girl I mean, she looked just like her. Like it could have been her twin. This is bizarre. Every time I watch that movie, I'm like, oh my god, it's my ex-girlfriend.
Well, our hour is winding up, you guys,
Oh God.
and we didn't get a station identification.
This is Brown Staying Fat coming in late. Sorry, guys. And you're listening to Christiana on a Friday night. Okay, everybody.
Father, do you want to take us out, or?
Yeah, let me see here. Let me try doing this right here. All right, here we go. Maybe I can take it out with something here. Hold on. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna wing it. All right, hold on for a second. We have had all kinds of technical difficulties tonight, but gosh darn it, we're gonna end it right now.
Right. Don't
Here we
break
go.
it, okay?
Here we go. Let's see if I can do this. All right, hold on. Yeah! Chrissy Ann! And it's Friday night, and it's live, but you gotta end it tonight. Everyone, thank you for joining. It's always been fun. We will see you Saturday night. So, everybody, good night from the Chrissy Ann Show. Thank you. Thumbs up, subscribe. We appreciate it. Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.